the Los Angeles Dodgers made a decision that almost nobody saw coming. Just days before one of baseball's biggest stages, Shohei Ohtani made a choice that immediately changed the conversation across Major League Baseball. Fans have been counting down the days to watch the biggest star in the sport take the field once again. Instead, they woke up to stunning news that left thousands of questions hanging over the Dodgers season. It wasn't a trade. It wasn't a suspension. It wasn't even a season-ending injury. But it was serious enough for manager Dave Roberts to step in and explain exactly why the organization believed there was no other option. And once the full story came out, the focus shifted from one missed game to something much bigger. For weeks, Ohtani had continued doing what only he seems capable of doing. He was producing at the plate, giving the Dodgers elite performances, and once again proving why many people still consider him the most valuable player in baseball. Every appearance felt like another reminder that he could impact a game in multiple ways. While opposing teams searched for answers, Ohtani continued playing through the demanding schedule that comes with being the centerpiece of a championship contender. From the outside, everything appeared under control. But behind the scenes, the Dodgers' medical staff and coaching staff were watching something that fans couldn't fully see. The concern centered on Ohtani's left knee. According to the Dodgers, the irritation had continued to linger, especially when he pitched. While the discomfort wasn't preventing him from hitting, it created enough concern on the mound that the organization decided it was time to act before the problem became much worse. That decision meant Ohtani would be scratched from a scheduled start and would also miss the 2026 MLB All-Star Game, giving him time to receive treatment during the break instead of risking further damage. As soon as the announcement became public, the baseball world exploded with questions. Why now? Was the injury more serious than the Dodgers were admitting? Would this affect the second half of the season? Social media quickly filled with speculation, while analysts debated whether Los Angeles had just made one of the smartest decisions of the year or whether the team was being overly cautious with its biggest superstar. The timing only made the story even bigger. Ohtani had earned his place among the game's brightest stars once again. Yet instead of preparing for the All-Star spotlight, he was preparing for treatment and recovery. Dave Roberts didn't try to hide from the questions. Standing before reporters, he explained that the decision was made after discussions between Ohtani, the medical staff, and team officials. Roberts made it clear that the Dodgers were thinking beyond one weekend or one exhibition game. Their focus was October. He even suggested that if this had been the postseason, Ohtani likely would have found a way to pitch. But with months of meaningful baseball still ahead, pushing through the pain simply wasn't worth the risk. That explanation revealed something important about the Dodgers' mindset. This wasn't panic. This wasn't fear. It was long-term planning. The organization understands that Ohtani is carrying an extraordinary workload as both a hitter and a pitcher, and protecting that investment has become just as important as winning games in July. Roberts stressed that the All-Star break created the perfect opportunity to treat the knee, let the swelling settle down, and prepare Ohtani for the stretch run that could ultimately define the Dodgers' championship hopes. Ohtani himself didn't avoid responsibility. Through his interpreter, he admitted that missing the All-Star game was disappointing because he knew fans had voted him there. At the same time, he explained that pitching placed far more stress on his knee than hitting did, which is why he could remain in the lineup as the designated hitter while temporarily stepping away from the mound. He also acknowledged that the inflammation had been coming and going for weeks before the final decision was made. Even after being scratched from the pitching start, Ohtani reminded everyone why he remains one of baseball's biggest stars. He stayed in the lineup as the designated hitter and immediately launched another home run, proving that while his knee required attention for pitching, his bat remained as dangerous as ever. It was the kind of performance that summed up his entire season, playing through challenges while still producing at an elite level. Yet behind every swing, one question continued to grow louder. Would this brief setback truly end with the All-Star break? Or was it the first sign of a much bigger concern for the Dodgers' championship ambitions? The uncertainty surrounding Shohei Ohtani's knee did not disappear simply because the Dodgers announced their plan. If anything, the questions only became louder. Every update was analyzed. Every comment from the coaching staff was examined. Every time Ohtani stepped onto the field, cameras followed his every movement. Fans wanted reassurance that their biggest star would be ready for the second half, while the Dodgers remained focused on something much bigger than a single appearance during All-Star Week. Inside the organization, the message stayed remarkably consistent. They believed patience now would give Ohtani the best chance to stay healthy when the games mattered most. That approach wasn't designed to win headlines. It was designed to win championships. Dave Roberts continued to address the situation with complete honesty. Rather than making bold promises or putting unnecessary pressure on his superstar, he reminded everyone that recovery isn't always measured by calendar. Some days bring noticeable improvement. Others require extra caution. Roberts explained that the medical staff would continue evaluating Ohtani every step of the way, making adjustments whenever necessary. The Dodgers had no interest in rushing one of the most valuable players in baseball back onto the mound before they believed he was fully ready. It was a message built around patience instead of panic, and it reflected the confidence the organization still had in its long-term plan. Ohtani's response only reinforced that message. Even while dealing with the disappointment of missing the All-Star game as a pitcher, he made it clear that his priority was helping the Dodgers over the course of an entire season, not risking a setback for one event. He acknowledged how much the fan support meant to him and expressed regret that he couldn't participate the way everyone had hoped. At the same time, he emphasized that taking care of his body now would give him the best opportunity to contribute when the team entered the most important stretch of the year. It was another reminder of the disciplined mindset that has defined his career. Around the league, the conversation quickly shifted from the missed appearance itself to what Ohtani's absence represented. Analysts pointed out that modern baseball places incredible demands on two-way players, especially someone who performs at an elite level both as a hitter and a pitcher. Managing that workload requires constant communication between the player, coaches, and medical staff. Many viewed the Dodgers' decision as evidence that protecting long-term health has become just as important as chasing short-term milestones. Instead of focusing on one exhibition, the organization was clearly thinking about October and the opportunity to compete deep into the postseason. That perspective also highlighted how unique Ohtani's role truly is. Very few players in baseball history have been asked to carry responsibilities on both sides of the game at the level he does. Every inning on the mound adds stress. Every powerful swing places additional demands on his body. Every sprint around the bases requires explosive movement. Balancing those responsibilities isn't simple, and even small physical issues can become much more significant if they are ignored. The Dodgers understand that reality better than anyone, which is why they chose caution instead of unnecessary risk. Meanwhile, the team continued moving forward. Other players stepped into larger roles, understanding that championship teams are built through collective effort rather than relying on one individual. The Dodgers lineup remained dangerous. Their pitching staff continued adjusting, and the clubhouse maintained its focus on winning games. While Ohtani's health naturally dominated headlines, those inside the organization knew the season would ultimately be defined by how the entire roster responded during moments like this. Championship contenders don't wait for perfect circumstances. They adapt, support one another, and keep moving toward the bigger goal. As the All-Star break unfolded, optimism slowly began replacing uncertainty. Reports indicated that the additional rest was giving Ohtani exactly what the Dodgers had hoped for. The reduced workload allowed the irritation in his knee to calm down, while treatment continued behind the scenes. Although the organization remained careful about providing exact timelines, there was growing confidence that the extra recovery period would place Ohtani in a much stronger position for the second half. For Dodgers fans, that possibility offered encouragement after several days filled with concern and speculation. Looking ahead, the challenge becomes balancing caution with competition. Every game matters during a long MLB season, but every decision also carries consequences that extend far beyond one night. Roberts and the Dodgers know they cannot afford to lose sight of the bigger picture. Ohtani's ability to impact both the lineup and the pitching rotation gives Los Angeles one of the highest ceilings in baseball. Protecting that advantage requires difficult choices, even when those decisions disappoint fans eager to watch him perform on the sport's biggest stages. In many ways, this entire situation demonstrated the pressure that comes with being baseball's biggest star. Every decision becomes national news. Every medical update sparks debate. Every absence creates questions about what comes next. Ohtani has experienced that level of attention throughout his career, yet he has consistently responded the same way, by staying focused on preparation, trusting the people around him, and letting his performance speak louder than the headlines. That steady approach has earned respect throughout the league and remains one of the biggest reasons the Dodgers continue believing in their long-term championship ambitions. Now, all eyes turn toward the second half of the season. The All-Star break has passed, the recovery process continues, and expectations remain as high as ever. Dodgers fans are eager to see Ohtani return to the mound at full strength, while the organization remains committed to making decisions that give him the best chance to succeed over the months ahead. The headlines surrounding this story may eventually fade, but the impact of these decisions could shape the Dodgers' entire season. If Ohtani returns healthy and continues performing at the extraordinary level baseball fans have come to expect, this cautious decision may ultimately be remembered not as a setback, but as one of the smartest moves the Dodgers made all year. And with the postseason drawing closer, the next chapter of Ohtani's remarkable season may still be the biggest one yet.